Greetings, this is Black Light.
You're blind, baby. You're blind from the facts. Oh, you are, because you're watching that garbage. You're blind, baby. You're blind from the facts. Oh, you are, because you're watching that garbage. Blind, baby. You're blind from the facts. Oh, you are, because you're watching that garbage.
Have you forgotten that once we were brought here, we were robbed of our name, robbed of our language. We lost our religion, our culture, our God. And many of us, by the way we act, we even lost our mind. 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 Have you forgotten that once we were brought here, we were robbed of our name, robbed of our language. We lost our religion, our culture, our God. And many of us, by the way we act, we even lost our mind.
Black Light once again. We're going to talk about the intro a little bit. Gil Scott-Heron saying ain't nobody fighting because nobody knows what to say or do. We're going to solve that problem. It's not going to be an overnight thing, but everything is in degrees, you know. The chastisement of the planet is in degrees. If you read something, it says in Revelation 18:3, King James Version, for all nations have drunk of the wine of the wrath of her fornications, and the kings of the earth have committed fornication with her, and the merchants of the earth are waxed rich through the abundance of her delicacies. Let's highlight that right there, what I just said. You know, brothers and sisters running over to Costa Rica, out the country, because they know it's about that time for divine chastisement. But they don't realize that the universe is going to chastise, I'd rather say Allah, which means the all in all, is chastising North America in degrees, you know. It's hitting her hard, and all types of plagues is jumping off, you know. And I heard a voice. This is Revelations 18:4. I heard a voice from heaven saying, come out of her. And the people ye, it said, come out of her, my people, that ye may not partake of her sins, that ye receive not of her plagues. So that's why you think you're coming out of her by going to Costa Rica or going somewhere, going over to Africa, going different places. Nah. Don't forget what it say. For all the nations, Revelations 18, for all the nations have drunk of her wine of the wrath of her fornications. All. No matter where you go. You know, all the nations. You know, the great snake has coiled herself around the whole globe. So what does it mean by come out of her? Come out of her mean come out of that culture. You heard Brother Khalid say, Have you forgotten that once we were brought here, we were robbed of our names, this and that and the other? And, you know, mostly every original name that we have, we don't use. So the Honorable Elijah Muhammad said, first get out her name. Because when you get out of her name, you get out of her mindset. You're coming out of her culture. Because names have a certain vibration. When you say a name and it has a good vibration, because it's one of the names or the attributes of the Most High, Allah or the Creator, then you're on another vibration altogether. So all this starts within the mind first. You got to make up your mind whether or not you want to, call yourself something different. And if you do decide you want to call yourself, come out the names of the beast, then you got to be careful on what names you choose. You just can't make up nothing because you can't spell, and you won't, See, a lot of our sisters, they started making up names. I'm gonna give you an example. This is a real live case. They wanted to name their child. What was it? Shahida. Something along them lines. They didn't know how to spell it correctly. Because actually, evidently, they didn't have a grasp on spelling or education. So they spelled this child's name S-H-I-T. S-H-I-T. Show you how uneducated this woman was. So when she went to school, the teacher said what her name was. And she called her name out, and she said, "Will shit please stand?" So, most black people, and a lot of Caucasians too, they don't take the time to crack a book. So you don't want to drop your book and lose your lesson. A lot of brothers and sisters say, well, it's nothing in a book that a man wrote that will enhance my life. That's because you can't read, and you don't have no inner comprehension, of what you read when you do read it. So you got to have a certain insight. You got to be able to read between the lines, especially when you read the Bible and the Quran and all those other books that are inspired, are divinely inspired. So I'm going to come back with another one of these, and don't go nowhere. And we're going to call this one right here Divine Intervention. It's black light.